Hey, what's up guys? Crypt coming at you guys today. Today's video is going to feature my entire Scream Factory collection to date. So I have quite a few movies here. I'm going to try to go through it quickly. I have more Scream Factory than Arrow, I would say for sure. So since my Arrow video is pretty long, I don't think I'm going to fully unbox these. I might show a few of them off, but I'm just going to pretty much show you the covers, show you what movie I have, and so on and so on. If any of these you guys see that you want to see an unboxing of, just comment down below and I can definitely make a video for that. If you want to see what's more on the inside and the reversible cover art, all that good stuff. But yeah, let me go ahead and get started here for you guys. I guess we'll just start with the A's. So first one we got up here is Army of Darkness, featuring Bruce Campbell, the third in the Evil Dead trilogy. Fantastic film, definitely one of my favorites, and this is one of my first Scream Factories I got too. Next up, we have The Autopsy of Jane Doe. And this is actually a really good movie. This is from IFC Midnight Scream Factory line. And this was, I believe, exclusive to Walmart for a time period. And that's when I picked it up. The Blu-ray was, at least. And I actually really like it. It's a really creepy, like, ghost witch story. And it takes place inside of a morgue. And I really liked it. So, next one we have up here is The Babadook. This is the limited edition, I believe, that has the pop-up book. Pretty cool. I've seen this movie about 3 times. It's been a little while. I think this is also part of the IFC Midnight line. It's a pretty decent movie. I mean, it's definitely interesting. I think it's a little overhyped, but I do enjoy it. I mean, it's definitely a fun watch. I haven't seen it in a few years, so maybe I'll check it out soon again. Another one here. This is another one of my all-time favorites, and that is, I'm sorry if there's a glare, by the way. I closed my lights to try to get the glare out, but hopefully there's not any. This is Behind the Mask, the story of Leslie Vernon. Fantastic film as well. Basically about, it's kind of like a documentary of you know, a serial killer in the real world. You know, this is the world this takes place in, essentially, is Freddy Krueger and Jason Voorhees. All those characters are actually real, and this documentary crew is following Leslie Vernon around, who's a serial killer, and they kind of show how he does his work. Definitely it's pretty funny in my opinion, but I really do enjoy this movie, and I believe they're making a sequel and a comic book. I might be wrong, but I definitely looking forward to more of that. Next one we have up here is one I actually haven't seen yet. I've had it for quite a while too. I've heard mixed things about, and I guess that's why I've been hesitant to watch it. But that's Beyond the Gates. This is another IFC Midnight feature with Barbara Crampton's in it. But I mean, the story sounds really cool. I mean, it's kind of like a horror Jumanji. It sounds like they find this board game and a VCR board game or something, and it's supposed to be pretty. It sounds pretty cool. However, I've just heard that it did not execute very well, but I want to check it out eventually. Probably one of my favorite Christmas movies here is Black Christmas. Really good film, good transfer, definitely a fun watch. And I actually do enjoy the remake as well. I probably enjoy the original more, but I know there's some people that don't enjoy the remake, and I actually think it's pretty entertaining. Next one we have is Blood-Sucking Bastards. This is an okay film. It's kind of like The Office with like vampires. It's pretty interesting. It was funny. I mean, I think I only watched it once though, and it was like meh, but it's okay, I guess. I think it was like $12 when I bought it. Next up here is one of my favorite John Carpenter films actually, and that's Body Bags. This is an anthology film. Absolutely fantastic. John Carpenter himself's in there too, which is really cool. That's him on the cover. But yeah, if you guys have not seen this one, definitely check it out. Another movie here with Bruce Campbell we have is Bubba Hotep. Another really good one. I haven't watched the transfer on this yet. I mean, I've seen the film, but it's been years. I just picked this up, and I just haven't gotten to actually watching the Blu-ray of it quite yet. Next up here is another really good film featuring work from, I believe, Tom Savini. I think did the special effects and stuff in this. Yeah, Tom Savini. Yeah, that's The Burning. Really good slasher film from the early 80s, I believe. Yeah, 1981. It's a fun, campy slasher. And of course, we have Carrie, another really good film. And then here we have a 90s film with Brittany Murphy, and this is Cherry Falls. And this was a first time watch for me when I picked this up, and I actually really liked it. I mean, it's another like kind of like slasher flick, but I actually think it's pretty entertaining. Or no, this came out in 2000. I thought it was 90s. I guess it's early 2000. But this is a pretty entertaining slasher film. Better than I was expecting. Like I said, I'm really sorry guys if there's a glare. I'm hoping that there's not. Next up we have, and I guess I should show, I have 2 copies of this. Well, I technically only have 1 copy, but I got the limited one that came with both slipcovers, and that is Child's Play. Definitely one of my favorite franchises. I have a ton of Child's Play merchandise. Here is the alternate cover art. This was the part of the limited one. It came in the Good Guys box, which is really cool. And this one I actually have autographed by a ton of the cast. We have all kinds of people in here. We got Chris Sarandon, we got Don Mancini, Alex Vincent, Catherine Hicks, Brad Dourif, and I believe Kevin Yeager, yeah. Tom Mancini. So yeah, definitely, that was really cool. I got most of those in Texas this year at the Texas Frightmare Weekend. Next up is an actually really good remake, and that is Dawn of the Dead. I don't know if I would prefer the remake to the original. The original and the remake are both fantastic in my opinion. I think they're both really done well, and they're both entertaining. And then more Dead, we got Day of the Dead. Yeah, I just recently picked this one up. Don't have the slipcover, unfortunately. I'm on the hunt for that. Not quite as good as Dawn, but it's still pretty good. Next up, we have another anthology film, which I believe I only watched once, but it's actually pretty good as well. And that is Dead Time Stories. This one is kind of like I would say more of a comedy horror, a film with Bruce Willis, and that is Death Becomes Her, which is actually pretty good. Kind of reminds me of like a Reanimator in a way. And then here I believe is another, yeah, this is a 90s film, which is pretty good. Katie Holmes in this, and this is Disturbing Behavior. Here's one I did not get through. I started watching it and I thought it was kind of boring and I fell asleep, and then I just never really had the energy to go back and watch it. But this is another one from the IFC Midnight line, which it's possible this may have been a Walmart exclusive too. I don't know if it was for sure, but I think that's where I picked it up, and that's Don't Knock Twice. It's basically like a witch film. And then this is actually probably one of my favorite Sam Raimi films, as well as one of my favorite PG-13 films, because there's not a lot of good PG-13 horror, and I think this is definitely one that does it really well, and that's Drag Me to Hell. This one recently came out. I think I got it at Best Buy for like 12 bucks. It was pretty cheap. And here's another one. This is kind of like an 80s throwback. What year did this come out? This came out in, or more of a 70s throwback, I guess I would say, but it's, I don't know if it has the date on here. I know it came out not too long ago, but it's definitely like, oh, 2015, okay. But yeah, it's more like a 70s, kind of like a slasher flick. It's pretty good. It was only a one-time watch for me so far, and that's The Editor. I'll try to show the back on these two. Not that they're that interesting, but I just hope that there's not a huge glare on these. Here's one I know I showed in a previous video. This is my Steelbook from Scream Factory line, and this is The Fog. Next up, we have H.P. Lovecraft from Beyond. Here's another one I wish I had the slipcase for, but I don't, and that is The Funhouse. Really good film as well. Early 80s. And then here's one came out not too long ago with Robert Englund. This is kind of about like a psycho circus kind of thing. This came out in 2015 as well. I've only seen it once, but I definitely want to go back and watch it again because I actually liked it quite a bit. And that's The Funhouse Massacre. I think this is the reversible cover art. I think I just liked it more. Next up, we have actually one of my first R-rated movies I think I ever saw, which is Ginger Snaps. Really good werewolf flick. I actually enjoy this one quite a bit. I have not seen I think I saw the sequel, but I haven't seen, I think there's another one or maybe a fourth one possibly. I haven't seen those, but this is actually a pretty good film. Here's another one that was interesting. I think I've only watched it one as well. I know it has Sarah Silverman in it, and that's Gravy. This is another kind of like slasher, psycho type flick from 2014. Here's one I actually did not really enjoy at all. I heard pretty decent things about it, picked it up, didn't really enjoy it that much. There's kind of a movie that's similar to this that reminded me, and that's Digging Up the Marrow from Adam Green, which I enjoyed much more. But this is The Hollow, an IFC Midnight release. Kind of boring to me. I did not really enjoy it that much. Probably one of my favorite sets I have here, which I believe is pretty expensive to get now, is the Halloween box set. And I'll go ahead and show off what each one comes with in here. So I really dig how these all come in black cases. I'm not talking about the special features on any of these either, just because I have so many of these I still got to get through. But like I said, if there's any of these that you really want to see, just comment below and I can definitely make another video. So we have Halloween 2, Halloween 3, Halloween 4, number 5, 6, The Curse of Michael Myers, H2O, which is actually one of my favorites, Resurrection, which I'll just pretend does not exist, and then of course the remake as well as Rob Zombie's take on Halloween 2, which a lot of people don't like the remakes. I really enjoy the first one. The second one, not as much. I still, appreciate it, but it's definitely not one of the best ones. Okay, we got two more from this side. So this is one I actually haven't watched yet. I believe I got this on a really good sale. I think I paid $5 for it. It's another IFC Midnight, which is The Harvest. Sounds pretty interesting. I've had it for like 2 years now. I don't know why I haven't watched it. And then Hellions, which I'm trying to remember which one this was. I'm pretty sure I've seen it, but I'm pretty sure I fell asleep. Cool. So that's all those. Next up, I got another stack here. I know this video is probably going really long, so I guess I'll try to be a little quicker now. This one I recently picked up called The House That Dripped Blood. anthology film from the early 70s. We have The Howling, another one I got pretty cheap. I just picked this up from Best Buy, I think, for like 10 bucks not too long ago, but it does not have the slipcover. Another one I really enjoy. I know a lot of people don't support these films, however, I still enjoy the films regardless, and that's Jeepers Creepers. You got number 1, and then, of course, number 2. I do have the third one, not very good. This is one I used to watch with my grandma all the time, back in the early 2000s when I was a younger kid, and this is Lady in White. Pretty scary film. Next up we got Land of the Dead. I like this one. It's not my favorite from the Dead series, but it's actually pretty enjoyable. Here is like, I don't remember if this is like a prequel or a sequel, but it's something. It's like it relates to Hannibal Lecter. Yeah, I can't remember. It's been a while. I haven't seen this transfer yet. I've seen this movie a long time ago, but I can't remember if it's like a sequel or a prequel to like Silence of the Lambs. But it's about Hannibal Lecter and the Tooth Fairy and the killer and stuff like that. Here's one I actually, believe it or not, have not seen until just recently, and that's Misery. Pretty good film. Kathy Bates in there. I enjoyed it. Another good one, don't have the slipcase, is Motel Hell. Then one of my favorite films of all time is I got Nightbreed. This is the director's cut. I picked up this edition, and then later on I picked up the director's cut limited edition that came with the booklet and everything. This is number 9,256 out of 10,000, so it's definitely a very high number, but I just picked it up not too long ago. And it's a really nice box set. Next up is another anthology, which is pretty good, and this is called Nightmares. This is one I have not seen. I thought it was an IFC Midnight, but I guess it's not, and that's Over Your Dead Body. I had this one for a few years as well. This is a really good Wes Craven film. Definitely underrated in my opinion, and it features two of the people from Twin Peaks, which is one of my all-time favorite shows. But this is really good. This is People Under the Stairs. If you have not seen this, definitely check it out. Then we got Poltergeist 2, which is pretty good for a sequel, and then number 3, which I also like. So those are actually two sequels I enjoy. Next up is a film called Prison. Pretty underrated film as well, in my opinion, and this is actually really good. This is one I still haven't seen. This is the remake of Psycho with Vince Vaughn. Picked it up because it was dirt cheap. And then we have Pumpkinhead 2, which I think just came in like one of those mystery boxes I got. I'm not a huge fan of the Pumpkinhead franchise. They're okay. This is another one of my all-time favorite films, and I got both covers of this one as well, and that's Return of the Living Dead. I don't know if it's my favorite zombie film of all time, but it's definitely up there. This is the limited edition slipcover that it came with as well. This is a pretty good Wes Craven film as well. This is The Serpent and the Rainbow. And then this is another one I haven't seen. Picked it up dirt cheap. Probably won't ever watch it, but is Shark and Solomon Prison Massacre. And then this is another really good Wes Craven film. I don't know if it beats Nightmare on Elm Street for me. Maybe Scream, but this is a really good film, and this is a shocker. I've always loved this film. Another good Christmas flick. Recently picked this up, Silent Night, Deadly Night. And then we have the Sleepaway Camp series here. These are always fun to watch. I've seen the first two, never seen the third. There might even be a fourth, I don't know. But I have 1, 2, and 3. This is another good film. Pop this guy open as well. This is a Slither. Pretty good. This is a film that also has Michael Rooker in it, which I got to meet in Colorado Springs here last year. So I had him sign that, which is pretty neat. Sorry guys, I know this video is becoming long. Like I said, I did not want it to be, but we're almost done. We have Slumber Party Massacre, another really good one. This one picked up recently too is The Strangers. Good film as well. This one I have not seen. Stung. I believe I got this one dirt cheap as well. It's another IFC Midnight. These two are fantastic as well. So we got Bordello of Blood, Tales from the Crypt movie, which might be my, I don't know, might be my favorite one. Demon Knight is really up there, which Demon Knight, John Cassier, the guy that does the voice of the Crypt Keeper, had came to Colorado 2 years ago. We had some kind of like Demon Knight celebration thing, but I had him sign that for me as well. And Alex Vincent, I believe, was there too. I didn't meet him there. I met him in Texas, but I didn't know he was gonna be there until we actually went. It was like a ball dance thing during Halloween season, which is kind of different. We don't usually have cool stuff like that. And then we got Tales from the Hood, which I heard that they're making the sequel right now. This is probably my favorite Texas Chainsaw Massacre movie, which is number 2. I saw that they're doing the new generation coming up, or the next generation, which will be pretty cool, but I definitely enjoyed number 2 the most. Just the characters in here are absolutely fantastic. And then we got John Carpenter's classic, The Thing. And then another John Carpenter, They Live. I don't have the slipcover for this one, unfortunately. And this is one I recently picked up, the Vincent Price Collection, Volume 2. And then this is not a movie, but it's a TV show, which I really enjoyed the first season. Second season was okay, and I haven't seen the third. And that's Hemlock Grove, which I believe is a Netflix original. But somehow, I guess, Scream Factory released this, which was, I don't know, different, unique. But this is a really cool, like, show about, like, vampires and werewolves. I really dug the first season, and it actually does feature, well, what's his name? Bill Skarsgård, the guy that does the new Pennywise in the It movie. He plays a vampire in that, which is really cool. So that's it from the Scream Factory line. I have a few Shout Factory line movies, which I'll show real quick here. And that is the Bill and Ted's Most Excellent Collection. One of my favorite, well, 2 favorite films. These are really good. And I know that they just announced they're finally going to start the 3rd one, which I can't wait for. This is a really good film as well. The Burbs, Tom Hanks. Watch this movie over and over and over again. And then this is one I picked up at Denver Comic Con last year. And this is UHF with Weird Al in here. And he was there as well, so I had him sign that for me as well. But yeah, guys, that's it for my Scream Factory line. Hopefully you made it through the whole video. I know it was definitely a long one, and I didn't even go through and open each one of these. I just was trying to show them off as quick as I can. I've definitely slowed down on buying Scream Factory. Not that there's anything wrong with them, I just can't afford them right now. But I'll fix that later. But yeah, thank you guys for watching. Like this video. If there's any of these you want to see more unboxing or me talk about, review, I definitely am up for that, and I can do that in another video. Just let me know down below, and I'll see you guys in the next one.